What is up, Unison Gamers? This is Michael Sean from Unison Games, coming at you with some super cool news, really cool video today. I'm joined by my friend David, who has decided to come on as a partner in the Unison Games business. So we're super excited to kind of talk about what that's going to look like moving forward. But I'll let David sort of introduce himself and talk about how that came to be.
Yeah, sure. I'm David. Dave, if you need to, but you'll be seeing a lot more content from us on the channel here. So first things first, just make sure you like and subscribe. Get those notifications going because you're going to see a lot of content. We've got a lot of different games coming on. Currently, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, I'm sure, as we all know. But we find that this is going to be a great time for us to build some community. We're up here in the Northeast, and we're looking both to starting up a nice, clean, safe brick and mortar store. So that we can really push some of the common values I think that we share to the gaming community. I know Michael Sean, we've talked a lot about same thing, having a nice clean space to play. Yeah. You know, some of the things that we as gamers ourselves might have been perturbed about, whether it's high prices or you know, stingy business owners and stuff like that. But I'm coming on to realize a dream for both of us. So things will be a little bit easier with kind of the division of labor here. And yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. So like David sort of touched on, we're looking to move forward with opening a brick and mortar store, which you guys may have heard me say that before on the channel, that's always kind of been the next step. David he's been an entrepreneur for a long time, started tons and tons of businesses. So, you know, we sort of, I sort of let him know what my plan was. Yeah. He came to me during this time, was like, I think it's time to do this. So as we've been talking, I guess some of the core things we want to do are, the biggest thing for me has always been running quality events. So those of you that have been with the channel since before COVID, you know that a lot of my content had to do with going to events, playing at events, looking at deck lists and stuff, especially for Pokemon, but also for other games as well. So one of the biggest things that we have, probably the biggest thing that we have, is we want to run quality events. And absolutely. There are people doing that in Connecticut, but a lot of them are not sanctioned by the companies that make the game. And so because of that, the more competitive players might, you know, there's only a couple stores around here that are doing, for instance, Pokemon. There's only 2 stores in the state right now that are doing Pokemon at a sanctioned level. And I've been sanctioned, but because I didn't have the brick and mortar, we didn't have the premier events. So a big thing for us is running events.
I think this time is, you know, we've been separate for quite some time now. As you can see, we're not separate now. We've been COVID free and safe, just kind of gaming here. But this is a great time to build community, and we want to take advantage of that. And I think no better way, and that's why I came to Michael Sean and said this might be the time to do it, where there's been a lot of divisive behavior and you know, for good reason, don't get me wrong. Sure. But this is a great time to come back together and come back and do the stuff that I think all of us love, all the Unison gamers love. And again, with both of us being on board, we can bring a lot more content to you guys, a lot more games. So I know most of you guys are probably coming here looking at Pokemon as kind of one of our premier games that we're going to be running, specifically events too. But we've got other games in the pipeline that we're going to be bringing content to you guys for, and that we're going to have at the brick and mortar store as well. One of them being Flesh and Blood, which is a great new game out of New Zealand, who's been COVID free for a long time, and they've got a great community built down there. Well, we want to bring it down here to the States, start running events. We already got hooked up with the organized play people. So we're going to be doing that. Once again, like and subscribe, get those notifications going. You're going to see some box openings, learn to plays. If you don't know anything about the game, feel free to check it out. Yeah. And we're looking to do everything. You know, we're looking to do some select TCGs and CCGs like Magic, Pokemon already. Yep. Just touched on Flesh and Blood. Get into some miniature gaming. I come from a miniature gaming background. The one that we play the most now is Star Wars X-Wing, which they just released some points updates and some new models coming out. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a great time that we can kind of come together, reignite the passions that we have that might have laid a little dormant because we've been alone in our rooms and whatnot. But I think this is a great time to kind of come together and really build this community. And what better way than to actually have a place for people to congregate? So I think that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure. And like, just kind of like one of the things we want to do with that is, while we're offering all these games and, you know, trying to bolster the community with events and stuff, one of the things that always bugs me about like when I got into the card game world, or even the board game world, or like stuff like that, is like there's a lot of, I think, just straight up like price gouging with a lot of people. And so one thing I've always tried to, with the Unison Games stuff that I've done so far, offer like really quality prices. So that's a huge thing for us. Like going into this with the mindset of, obviously we have to make money to survive, but we want to offer like some of the best pricing that you can find. And we're in Connecticut, so some of the best prices in Connecticut, and maybe even beyond that, as far as online stuff goes and things like that. So that's a huge thing for me. I know we were talking about like sleeves and stuff like that.
Yeah, just
where
to this day I haven't bought a box of Dragon Shields. You know, no knock on the brand, but you know, when we buy the product at our local stores, or when we used to, I should say, you know, $12, $13 for a box, and I end up losing half of them. I mean, maybe that's just my problem. Feel free to comment on your biggest gripe about some of the accessories and stuff that we kind of have to have, or we want to have. But yeah, you know, we don't see that as a reason for maybe somebody not to play a game or get into a game. Is oh, do I have to buy dice for this? Oh, they cost $20. Do I have to do this? You know, you want your play things. You want your manual if you need it, or a nice play mat or something like that. But you know, you shouldn't have to spend all the money that you want to buy the cards, to buy the miniatures. You know, like that's the stuff that you want. That's the essence that you want. And we don't want to take that money away from you. So we're looking to really make sure that not only do you get a quality place and a nice place to play, but that the things that are around you are affordable. Yeah.
And just throwing it out there, our Dragon Sleeve prices are $10. So just throwing it out there. You can't find them for cheaper.
You cannot find them for $10 anywhere.
Maybe like the select few, like eBay, like if you do like a bid or whatever, maybe. But like, yeah, $10 for 100 counts of solid color Dragon Shields.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's a great price. That's our price.
And that's a great segue into, you know, another reason for me coming on board here is that we're looking to get an e-commerce, you know, like a POS system up and running. We've got singles coming in for purposes of Pokemon, Flesh and Blood. You know, they look great in our binders, don't get us wrong. But, you know, using our Discord, using other social media that we're all on top of, there's a lot of people who want to find these cards, to trade these cards, to buy these cards. So we're going to be bringing that. Be sure to look for information in that in the very near future, because we'll be able to reach out and build this community. The community doesn't necessarily have to be just around us. You know, we want to be able to bring people in from state. That's why Michael Sean was talking about events. You know, there's people who will travel to play their game because they're invested in it. Yeah, I've traveled plenty of times for Pokemon. Absolutely, absolutely. And I've gone as far down as Pennsylvania just to, you know, fly some ships back and forth. You know, we like the games that we like, and we want us to be a hub for that, you know, for that action. We want to be like when you go, like Pokemon has an event locator. You know, and when you type in your events, it pulls up all the stores that are running premier events. And for me as a player, there's certain stores that I've gone to, and I've done videos reviewing some of these stores and saying like, oh, well, this store doesn't have like this huge community of great players. It was a nice store, but like, you know, I went and I was one of the best players the first time I played there. You know what I mean? It's like, or this store, like they're super competitive, but like their prices are higher, their space isn't good. And like, we want to be that store that when it pops up on like Pokemon's event locators or Magic's event locators or whatever game that you're playing, we want to, like Unison Games, like they're a good store. You know what I mean? Like they've got like a nice space, it's clean, everybody's friendly, and they've got a nice competitive crowd of people, but they're still like friendly to beginners as well, like trying to make that, you know what I mean? So like that's sort of the environment that we want to create. And one of the ways that we're going to try to create that environment as well is bringing on some food and coffee as well. So one of David's ideas was to do a little bit of like a coffee bar, maybe espresso type deal. You want to like flesh that out a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have experience. I've opened up my own coffee shop before. I sold it already, but I love coffee myself. I think it lends itself well to what we're doing in a gaming space. Just having a nice, clean gaming cafe, get the Wi-Fi going. you have a little bit of coffee to keep you going. You know, it's a little more natural than your energy drinks and whatnot of the world, of which we'll still have. We'll still have some, you know, your classic munchies and your food items and stuff like that.
Right.
But again, for purposes of the space, we want it to be a nice space. We want it to be a space that you could be walking down the road on the sidewalk and just come in, and maybe you sit down with your laptop. You might not even play any games. We just want you to be able to come in and enjoy yourself. Yeah. And that's kind of what we're looking to do.
And it'll smell good, because coffee smells great.
Absolutely,
so
it does smell
that's
great.
Nice. So one of the things that we want you guys to do, if you're watching right now, go ahead and go to the comment section. If you have like a favorite coffee drink, like I love espresso stuff, but not like milk-based espresso stuff. You know, so like I love like fraps and things like that. Plus I love sugar, so
there you go.
so like sugar. That's part of it. So like sugar and espresso in any combination is good for me. But what do you guys like? Like, let us know in the comments, because as we're making these plans, you know, we want to make sure that we're serving our customers as best as we can, not just doing the stuff we want, but bringing you guys the products that you want. So you can actually join that before we even have the brick and mortar by letting us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
So David, what kind of content are you the most excited about to create here?
I mean, I would love to do, and I already have some filmed, spoiler alert, but box openings are always great for me. I mean, I watch them. I'm sure some of you guys watch them. And I think this is going to be a great time. I mean, even 5 packs of Pokemon, or a whole booster box of Flesh and Blood, or the newest Magic set. That's exciting stuff. You know, I've been in a cubicle environment. I've sat there with one earbud in, listening to somebody open, and I wait for that. Oh my gosh, what did I just get? Is that you know? And then that's when I cut to the video. Don't tell my boss. But that's when I cut to the video and go, wow, that was really exciting. That was fun. You know, we want to be able to share in other people's excitement. So that's the kind of content that I want to bring. Is I want to get excited for something, and I want you guys to get excited at me. And that's, you know, why we have the comment section and everything. We want you guys to say, that was an awesome pull, or I can't believe you got that VMAX, or whatever it might be.
Right.
So that's kind of some of the content that I'm bringing to the table, or at least that I have ready to go. And then as it pertains to some other things that maybe some of our current subscribers aren't used to, but in the miniature world, we do like battle reports where you actually get to show, you know, the different miniatures on the table flying toward each other, specifically for X-Wing flying, you know, flying toward each other, see the die rolls, see how, you know, a certain ship shot down another ship. You know, that's exciting stuff, you know, kind of see how things go. Maybe we'll get a little fancy with some selfie stick, you know, zoom in action, add some TIE Fighter laser blast, you know, all that fun stuff. So the sky's the limit, we feel. And, you know, we're passionate about this stuff, so that's why we're going to keep on bringing the content. So make sure you get those notifications activated. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah. And, you know, the other content that's been on the channel isn't necessarily going anywhere.
Nope.
I know I just posted like a Pokemon TCG Online video, which I know like the community has really been enjoying the online Pokemon stuff. So like that's one thing, like that's going to keep going. You know, the kind of like news related things that I've been bringing lately, like with the Transformers thing. I know I got another video going out that's about like formats and rotation and kind of how that works. Some of those types of things. We've both been like pretty active in the gaming world.
Absolutely.
David for longer than I have, since you were kind of like really into it as a kid.
Oh yeah, one of my first gigs was, you know, 12 years old, teaching other kids how to play games.
Right.
You know, I mean, Pokemon was one of the first games I ever played, and I played Alakazam and Chansey way back in first edition base set.
Yep.
You know, that was my world. But I liked that kind of that sit, and that's kind of where we're at this point, and why we're starting this adventure is because we've missed that, I think, just as a community, not even personally, but as a community, we've missed that standing, you know, sitting 4 feet away from each other and just playing a game. Right. You know, and that's what we want to get back to, and in the biggest way possible. Yeah. So yeah, super excited. Super excited.
Sweet. So, you know, you've heard what we're super excited about with these different games, with what we're doing with business. We want to know right now, kind of at the end of the video, want to invite you guys to comment in the comment section and let us know what games are you the most excited to see content about. So, you know, maybe you're just like a diehard Pokemon dude and you're like, let's keep doing like more Pokemon content. Or maybe you're like, you enjoyed the Magic stuff and you're like, what can we do? Get some like deck profiles of Magic stuff going, or MTGA stuff, or whatever it might be. Or maybe David's miniature talk with X-Wing is what you want to see, and you want to like, I love Star Wars, I want to see X-Wing, go for it. You know, whatever it is, hit us up in the comment section, because like I said, we want to serve our customers, our viewers as best as possible. So let us know. And we love so many games, man. There's an endless amount of content we could be making. So help us make some of those decisions by letting us know what you'd like to see. But I think that kind of brings us to the end. Do you have anything like that you want to tack on?
No, I mean, I think you nailed it there, especially toward the tail end there, is that we're here for you guys. And then when the store gets up and going, we're still here for you guys. Yeah. But we want to make sure that you guys have a voice. I mean, there's not a lot of instances where you can go into a game store and say, you know, hey, I play Bakugan. Do you guys play Bakugan?
Right.
If it's a cool game, if it's got a cool mechanic, let's sit down and play. Yeah. You know, we're looking to
100%.
do learn to plays. We're looking to introduce people to the up and coming games. I know there's a Digimon game coming out pretty soon. There was one that I played way back when. I think there's been 4 Digimon games.
Yeah, they've
in existence.
all been pretty popular.
Yeah. So let us know kind of what your pet game is. What kind of content you like to see. Do you want to see you learn to play? Do you want to see 2 people going against each other? Do you want to learn more about the strategy of building a deck? You know, that's all stuff that we are already going to bring to the table, but be sure to let us know, you know, that you really like some content. And the best way to do that is that like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
So be sure to let us know.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys are excited with the direction that Unison Games is going, and I'm looking forward to bringing the content. So, I mean, like David just said, make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, because now that there's 2 people making content, we're going to be bringing you even more content, and you're not going to want to miss it because it's going to be really cool. But I've been super excited to bring this to you. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like it, definitely hit that like button, and like I said, make sure that you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you very soon in the next one.
Very soon.